بالله وباليوم الآخر وما هم بمؤمنين يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون صدق الله العظيم. So my dear and respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So my dear brothers and sisters, one of the great quality and characteristic of a mu'min is that a mu'min will always speak what is in his heart. Meaning his speech, his words will not contradict what is in his heart. That person is a mu'min. And that person is a munafiq, a hypocrite, who says one thing, but in his heart, he carries a completely different thing. Therefore, when a person embraces Islam, for example, that person has to say Shahada. Now, taking Shahada is compulsory. Although, the place of Iman is not your tongue. The place of Iman is your heart. As Allah in the Quran has said, أَفَمَنْ شَرَحَ اللَّهُ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِيمَانِ فَهُوَ عَلَى نُورٍ مِّن رَبِّهِ. Allah said, when I open the heart of a man, I put the love of and understanding of Islam in that person's heart. So Allah puts the noor and the understanding of Iman in the heart, not on your tongue. But it is made compulsory that when a person is embracing Islam, so what he has in his heart, he must express that through his tongue. Why is that? Because now he has to give a shahada, a testimony in front of everyone. That I have changed my faith, and from being mushrik or a kafir, now I am a Muslim. This way, everybody knows that, mashallah, this person is a believer. So this means that a person who has Iman, he must express himself verbally that yes, I am a believer. It is mandatory. As Allah in the Quran have said, وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Allah said, it is important for you to say that yes, I am a believer, I am a Muslim. So you cannot hide Iman in your heart. You have to express it. And also that you have to be proud of being a believer. I mean, you should be thankful to Allah that Allah gave you Iman. So what you have in your heart, it should come on your tongue. And Allah in the Quran have said that Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullah wa qulu qawlan sadida. Oh, those people who believe, fear Allah, and whenever you speak, speak firmly. Speak firmly. Which means that when you have Iman in your heart, don't fear anybody. Say it, that I am a believer. Don't be fearful. So, وَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. Be firm in what you are saying and what you are doing. Therefore, the sign of a believer is that that person has belief in his heart and he expresses that belief through his tongue. Right? Now, contrary to a mu'min, the characteristic of a munafiq, of a hypocrite, is different. And that is that person is expressing through his tongue that he is a believer, but in his heart he has no belief. His heart is empty of belief. He does not believe in La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. But to fool people, right, for some benefits, he says La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Therefore, Allah in Quran is warning us that we must not be a munafiq. We must not be a hypocrite. We must say what is in our heart. If you read Surah Al-Baqarah, right, in the very beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, and among the people, مَنْ يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ, who say or who claim that yes, I believe in Allah and His Rasul. وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ, and I also believe on the Day of Judgment, meaning I believe in Islam. Allah said, وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. Allah is saying, these people I'm telling you are not believers. You see? They are not believers because their heart is empty of Iman. Allah said, يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهِ. These people are trying to deceive Allah. وَمَا يَخْدَعُونَ إِلَّا أَنفُسَهُمْ. And they cannot deceive Allah. In fact, they are deceiving themselves. وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ. And they are not understanding. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, understand that this is very important for us as Muslims to have one face. To have one face. A person who has many faces, that person is termed in a hadith as Zul Wajhan. That this person changes his colors. When he is among Muslims, he is saying, yes, mashallah, I am proud to be a Muslim. But when this person is in the wrong company with the wrong people, right, then he is hiding his identity of being a believer. Allah said that this person has two faces. And a two-faced person cannot be a believer. In other words, no matter how hard the going becomes, how hard the environment out there becomes for you to be a Muslim, right? You have to have the same faith. You have to have the same Iman. You have to have the same conviction that yes, I'm a Muslim. I'm a believer. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, what happened one time was that after Rasulullah had left this world, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and there was a king ruling. Some Sahaba were alive. They noticed that some new Muslims who had come into Islam after Rasulullah has left this world. So they are new Muslims. Their upbringing as Muslims, right, is not of that high quality as that of Sahaba. Sahaba noticed that when these people are with the king, they are praising the king. They are saying really appreciative things about the king. But when they leave the company of the king, and now they have left that palace, now they are talking among themselves. Now they are saying something completely contradictory to what they were saying with the king. Now they are talking bad about the king. So you understand that with the king they were praising him. But now when they left the palace, now they are slandering him, talking bad about that king. So these Sahaba noticed that some of the people have this weakness, this bad quality. So you know what Sahaba said? I think Abdullah ibn Umar said, He said, at the time of Rasulullah, if a person will do like this, we will call that person a munafiq. You are a hypocrite. Again, this has nothing to do with belief. This has to do with actions now. Right? Now, they said that we used to call that person a munafiq. Now, what does this teaches us, my dear brothers and sisters? That a person could be a munafiq who has many faces. Like in our everyday social life, I meet you, right? You meet me. We have relatives, right? We have social life. We have friends, right? We meet people all the time. But if we have the same tendency that when I meet you, I praise you. I love you, brother. You are this, you are that, you are this, you are that. You are such a nice person. I really love you. You are a man of great honor, dignity, character, akhlaq. So I'm just praising you. But when I leave you or you leave me, we turn around, right? Now I'm saying bad thing about you. I'm telling my friend, man, this guy is crook. This guy is really bad. This person, iman, akhlaq is pathetic. I hate him. Right? This kind of tendency shows that this person is a munafiq. Try to understand, my dear brothers and sisters, that you and I cannot be a munafiq. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah, in his book Sahih Bukhari, in one bab, in one chapter, said very beautiful thing. He said that to be a hypocrite, right? A person, if his belief is claiming to believe, that person is a hypocrite. So this person is hypocrite in aqidah. Aqidah means belief, right? But then he said, this is belief. But in amal, in actions, also a person could be a hypocrite. And the example that I gave you just now of the king and what sometimes we do among ourselves, this is the sign of a munafiq in amal, in action. So why? Because you are a mu'min, you should be trusted. Now I ask you this question, I think most of you know, right? And that is that one of the two beautiful titles that our Rasulullah had even before he became a Nabi, right? The two great titles was what? Brothers? As-Sadiq. Al-Amin. Sadiq and Al-Amin. What does Sadiq mean? The truthful person. So, and Al-Amin means that he is a trustworthy person. Both of these things has to do with what? Not your aqidah, your amal. Your amal. Islam has not come yet. Quran has not been revealed yet. But here, As-Sadiq and Al-Amin, these two titles were given by the people of Makkah to Rasulullah because of the great characteristics of Rasulullah. So they will keep their belongings with Rasulullah because there were no banks in Makkah at that time. No banks. So if you have some money, some jewelry, some valuables, right? So you will look for the most trustworthy person in town, right? So that he can keep your belongings, right? So they will look for Rasulullah and they'll say, you are a Sadiq and Al-Amin, and I will give you this money, this jewelry to keep. I'm going on a journey. When I'll come back, I will collect it from you. So those people will put their belongings with Rasulullah. They will go on the trip with complete peace of mind. that I have kept this with the most trustworthy person, Al-Amin, the most truthful person, As-Sadiq. And when I'll come back, right, I will collect my belongings from him. And it happened all the time. All the time. When they will come back, Rasulullah will give their belongings back. Similarly, one time a person said to Rasul, now here is when Rasulullah became a Muslim, a Nabi. A Sahabi said to Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that, now this is in a marketplace, that, O Prophet of Allah, if you wait for me here, I have something to give to you. So I'll go home and I'll come back in few minutes. If you can just keep waiting for me, I'll be back in few minutes. Rasulullah said that, okay, I'll wait for you. So now imagine the Rasul of Allah is waiting where? In the marketplace. And he's waiting because a person promised to be back. So Rasulullah is standing there. This person went, right? And being a human being, right? He just completely forgot. He got busy with something and it just slipped out of his head that he had asked the Rasul of Allah to wait for him. So he forgot. After a few hours, he remembered that he had promised Rasulullah. So he was sure that by this time Rasulullah must have left because it had been such a long time. So he went to the marketplace just to check. Guess what? Rasulullah was still standing there. Why? So this person asked that, Ya Rasulullah, you are still waiting for me. I completely forgot. I'm really sorry. Rasulullah smiled and said, it happens. But because a Muslim promised to me and a Muslim never breaks his promise. So I knew that you have forgotten, but when you will remember, you'll come back. Rasulullah did not rebuke him, yell at him, right? So what does this hadith sharif teaches us? That a person who has iman will be a person with character. So, we have to be Muslims in amal. So again, I'll repeat. One is aqidah and other is amal. One is belief, other is actions. Actions are as important as aqidah, belief. So alhamdulillah, you have aqidah, la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, but if it is not supported by amal, if your amal deeds are contrary to aqidah, Rasulullah was saying that no, you are still a munafiq. You are still a munafiq. Moving on, another hadith. Now this hadith is a very tough hadith, very hard-hitting hadith in Abu Dawood. In Sunan Abu Dawood, there's a hadith in which Rasulullah asked Sahaba, and I would like your attention here, brothers and sisters who are listening. Very important hadith. So Rasulullah asked Sahaba. Sometimes Rasulullah, in order to attract attention, maximum attention from Sahaba, would ask questions. So when the Rasul of Allah is asking you a question, right, what you'll do? You will be completely attentive. So Rasulullah said that, do you know who is Zul Wajhain? Who is a person with two faces? Because Rasulullah said, the reason I'm asking you is that a person with two faces would be burned more severely in paradise, in hellfire. I mean, in hellfire, he would be punished severely. So who is a person with two faces? Zul Wajhain. So Sahaba said, Allahu wa Rasuluhu a'lam. Allah and His Rasul knows the best. So Rasulullah replied, the meaning of that is, a person with two faces is that person who cannot be trusted. His character is such that nobody is trusting him, because nobody knows whether this person, what he's talking to me right now, right, he means it or not. Because in the past, right, his character has been such that whatever he has said, right, he did not mean it. He would say to me that I'm your friend, but in the past he had backbitten me. He says something in front of me, but behind me he says something contrary. My dear brothers and sisters, this is called, he's called Zul Wajhain. Now let's scrutinize our life according to this hadith, under the light of this hadith. How many times we do this? How many times we do this? I think all the time. All the time. We meet a person, we try to gain that person's attention, and we say that, mashallah, I love you, brother, you are blah, 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 all that. But then behind, we backbite. We backbite. I'll quote one ayah of Quran from Surah Baqarah. And again, I need your attention. See these ayat and Quranic ayat and ahadith are very important because they are talking about character. And Muslims have to be people of character, not just ibadat. Right? If you are just a person of ibadat, then you are abid. And abid, there's no guarantee that abid will go to paradise. But a person who has character, he is guaranteed to go to paradise. Rasulullah said that there is nothing more heavier in scale than character. Salah is not heavy. Most heavy thing is character, akhlaq. Therefore, I have to repeated this point so many times, I'll repeat again. That Quran is full of guidance regarding akhlaq, regarding character, that Muslims should have character. And Allah have gone in so much detail talking about akhlaq and character. Although when Allah talks about salah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about salah, right, very in few words, and then Allah moves on. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ حَافِظُوا عَلَى الصَّلَوَاتِ. But the description of salah, how to pray salah, what to pray salah, when to pray salah, what is ruku, what is sajda, all of that had been left to Rasul to explain. So Rasulullah said, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. Learn salah from me. Right? But when it comes to character, right? Character, Allah said, I'm going to explain it and then learn from Rasulullah as well. But I'm going to explain to you what character is, akhlaq is. Why? Because I want every Muslim, right, to be a person of character. Right? Every person to be a. Why? Because on the day of judgment, the most heavy thing on the scale would be what? Your akhlaq, your character. Right? Salah could be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if Allah wishes. But bad character cannot be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I think we must understand this. It's a very important point. Bad character Allah will not forgive. If you have wronged people, Allah will not forgive you until that person whom you have wronged forgives you. That's the law of Allah. That is the sunnah of Allah. Allah says, وَلَن تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا وَلَن تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ. These are my laws. I will not go against my laws. So in the same context, just one more ayah regarding akhlaq, regarding having one face again. Again, Surah Baqarah. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يُعْجِبُكَ قَوْلُهُ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَيُشْهِدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا فِي قَلْبِهِ وَهُوَ أَلَدُّ الْخِصَامِ وَإِذَا تَوَلَّى سَعَى فِي الْأَرْضِ يُفْسِدَ فِيهَا وَيُهْلِكُ الْحَرْثَ وَالنَّسْلَ وَاللَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الْفَسَادَ. And then وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُ اتَّقِ اللَّهِ أَخَذَتْهُ الْعِزَّةُ بِالْإِثْمِ فَحَسْبُهُ جَهَنَّمَ. Again, look here. فَحَسْبُهُ جَهَنَّمَ. Bad akhlaq, bad character, Allah says, the right place to you, right, is Jahannam. وَبِئْسَ الْمِهَادِ. And this is the worst place that any person could end up with, Jahannam. So in these ayah, Allah is talking about what? Same thing, person with two faces. Allah said, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, among people you'll find people who say, I'm Muslim, مَنْ يُعْجِبُكَ قَوْلُهُ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. You are amazed by that person's sweet talk. Sweet talker. Right? He talks sweet. So يُعْجِبُكَ قَوْلُهُ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. You are amazed. يُعْجِبُكَ means that you are amazed by that person's talk, by that person's sweet talking. Allah said, وَيَشْهِدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا فِي قَلْبِهِ. Allah knows that He is deceiving you. Allah knows that once you turn away from Him, He will be saying things completely opposite of what He has been telling you. Allah said, وَهُوَ أَلَدُّ الْخِصَامِ. This person is the one who always tries to create what? Hatred. Right? Why? Because after you leave him, he'll go and he will tell people how bad you are. So he, instead of creating understanding and love, this person is creating frictions. So Allah said, a person who creates frictions, who breaks hearts of people, Allah said that the right place for that person is what? Is Jahannam. وَبِئْسَ الْمِهَادِ. Right? And that's the worst place. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, let's all of us together should be people of one face. When I meet you and you meet me, whatever is in our heart, we should say that. Right? Let's not talk bad about people behind their backs. Let's, if I don't like anything about you, respectfully, lovingly, right, in a civilized manner, I should express that to you in private. Right? Right? That is your right over me. Right? That if I don't like anything about you, I should, tell you. Right? For example, if you have something sticking on your face, right? And you are not looking good because there is a filth on your face and you do not know. Right? So if I look at your face and I know you are looking awful, and I say, MashaAllah, brother, you are looking very good. Right? Now you do not know that something is sticking on your forehead. Right? You are mocking him. Right? But a true believer would be who will go to him and in a very civilized manner will either remove that thing from his face, right? Or will politely tell him, brother, can you just go to the restroom and just wash your face? There's something sticking here. So that nobody else should make fun of you, so that you should not be humiliated. That is the quality of a believer. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in so many places. Now you might be thinking it's a small thing. It's not a small thing, brother. It has to do with character. Come on, understand. It has to do with character. Right? And we deal with this issue all the time. All the time. Sometimes it becomes difficult whom to trust. Right? Whom to trust. Right? Because you trust a person and then you see that person is not what you were thinking that he's all about. So this has to do with akhlaq. So from very beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had talked about having good character. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help you and me understand. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallah bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.